Hey guys, Matt here. I'm going to do an unboxing. These are some work lights that were sent to me from Suparee. Full disclosure, I did not pay for these. They sent these to me so I can do a review, an unboxing and installation. It's packaged pretty well. I already had cut open that box. So let's see what we have here. Oh, right away you get an emblem to put somewhere. All right, here's one of the lights. So this is their 7-inch light. Got some mounting hardware. All right, underneath we have the other light and the rest of the mounting hardware for that light. That's all we have in here. It doesn't look like it came with any instructions, but it's pretty self-explanatory, and I would guess, depending on the vehicle that you're putting this on, installation may vary. So in my case, patient's right behind us. It's a 2024 Jeep Wrangler JL, the Rubicon, and I have to figure out where I want to mount these. Now, I do currently have the stock bumper. I do plan on getting a steel bumper with a bull bar or something, and I'll probably end up putting those lights there. But for now, I'm just going to kind of mock up where they could go. So I don't want to scratch up the bumper here, but and actually these aren't going to sit very well. You know what we can do? Take some of this hardware here. And we'll just sort of simulate what this would look like. I'm not going to bother putting everything on, but just enough to give us an idea here. More so that they'll actually stand upright. As you can see, pretty simple. We're just putting the bolts through. I'll end up putting the washers here on the other side for installation. But again, just for purpose of the video to figure out where these are going to sit. So probably something like that with the bull bar installed. So that's pretty good. Still gonna have some good airflow there. Another option, could put them up here. We do have a couple of mounting points up here, and they could rest up there. So that's another place they can go. So I think what I'm going to do is get some more mounting hardware, and we'll figure this out. Okay, it's day 2. We're going to continue with this installation. Now that we've figured out exactly what we're going to do, at least until I get the bumper installed with the bull bar. I may eventually move the lights down to there, but until then, I decided I'm going to use the A-pillar. So I picked up some stuff off Amazon, and I figured I'd go through that stuff with you guys here today in case you decide to take this same option. And I'll put links into the description for all this stuff that I picked up to help you find it. But these brackets are made by a company called Nylite. They just bolt straight into the cowl bolts there. And they have an adjustable groove here for the light. So the bracket that comes with these Suparee lights, just going to go right in here, we'll bolt it down, we'll adjust it as we need. So I'll show you a closer look at that when we get to that step. All right, and then the other things that I had picked up here for this, I have a, this also is from a company called Nylite. It's a wiring harness. I don't think I'm going to use this today, but it is nice, and I wanted to just demonstrate. My original plan with this was to use this because it's a plug and play option. But since I'm going to use the aux switches in the JL, I don't think I'm going to wind up using this. But if I did want to go this route, it's nice because they have the spade connectors that are quick disconnect, the 3 leads. For the 3 leads on the light, you have your ground, your hot, and your focus light hot. And it's got 2 wire sets for both lights. It's got the connectors here for the battery. It's got a relay box in line with a switch box to go between the different modes. And there's actually a fuse in line as well. Comes with some extra fuses, some extra connectors, and some hardware. Very nice kit, pretty inexpensive actually. So that is a nice option. But again, I'm not going to go that route. What I've decided to do is I just bought a spool of wire. I'm going to wire this on my own. 16 gauge wire. It's got the sheathing around everything. It's got the 3 leads inside, and we'll just use that. I already had some of this stuff laying around, but I did add to my kit of connectors. So these are different heat shrink spade connectors for the quick disconnects. I also have different butt connectors or terminal connectors. We'll see what we end up needing, but I got all that in case I do. Electrical tape, of course, because you never know if you need that when you're messing with wires. Got a box of heat shrink sleeves to use just to keep everything nice and tight, watertight. Got the heat gun we're going to probably use for that. As far as the tools go, the bolts and nuts that are on these connectors here are 17 millimeters. So I got my 17 millimeter ratchet. We have a 10 millimeter wrench for the sidewall to put the ground post on. For the cowl bolts in your Jeep kit, comes with the Torx bit that you would normally use for taking your doors off. It's the same size for that, so that makes it easy. And then of course just numerous wire connectors, or sorry, wire snippers, cutters, and also the crimping tool and the wire stripper tool for that. As far as these brackets go, what I wound up doing with the stuff that was in the kit, I got the bolt here, the bracket, got a washer on either side of the light, and then on the outside end, I got the crush washer and the nut. So we'll go ahead over to the Jeep and we'll put all this stuff together. Okay, so we just need to remove these cowl bolts here. Now I may wind up having to remove the cowl together to feed the wires in back there, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But these are pretty simple. They just bolt in just like this. All right, let's go ahead and grab the light. Actually, in hindsight, this might be easier to put that together before it goes on here. All right, now the other side. Okay, and there you go. We might have to adjust them once we get everything wired up, but let's go ahead and start wiring it. Okay, I had to finagle with this a little bit. I've already done the other side. So I wanted to kind of show you what I'm doing on this side. One of my, I guess, complaints with these lights is they don't give you a whole lot of wire on the end of these, so not a whole lot of room to work with. But what I did was here's the wiring from the other side. I just ran this straight across. And what I'm going to do is put the connectors on here. Okay, so really all I'm doing is I'm putting one of these connectors on here. We need to trim off the side a little bit. Just Got a little bit too much wire on the end of it. All right, just crimp it down. All right, I'm gonna do the rest of these. Okay, and then that'll just give us the option to just connect them, disconnect them if I decide to move them later. All right, so we got everything spliced together. The two reds are together. These are the two yellows, and the ground terminal on there for the sidewall. Now down here with the JLs, they come. The Rubicon comes with the aux switches, so they're all bundled down here. So we gotta take these apart here. There's a little bit of tape that you can kind of cut and expose this bundle of wires. All right, so these are all the aux switch wires that are bundled within here, and just pull back some of this tape so we can see the colors that we have. So there are 4 switches inside, and you'll notice here there's 4 wires. 2 are thicker than the other 2. These 2 are for aux switches 1 and 2. The thicker ones, they're 40 amp circuits, and these smaller ones, which we're going to use today for lights, these are 15 amps. And I believe the way that these are set up, it is the pink is 1, the green is aux switch 2, and on this side I believe it's orange, or I guess that's a pinkish orange color, is 3, and this bluish purplish color is 4. So what we're going to do is just we're going to peel back some more of this so we have plenty of room to work with. And what we just want to do is we're going to take off these ends. And what I'm going to do is just put on those quick disconnect spade connectors so that I don't have to redo this connection again. I'll just be able to plug things in as I need to. And we'll just clean this up with some shrink wrap here. And we'll just tape all this back up, we'll connect everything up here. Got our red, which is the white. We're going to hook that up to switch number 3, which is the orange. Green, which is going to be the yellow, switch 4. And then lastly the black, which is our ground. And I'll clean up this tape too. Probably wrap this right back around on here. Okay, and then the ground is just 10 millimeter. We'll hook into one of these bolts on here. All right, and really after that, you just want to, you know, you can zip tie these, all these wires back up here. That's really it. All right, they're good. So satisfying, huh? Let's get the other one. Oh yeah. All right. little ASMR for you guys. Now we're going to come in here, we're going to program the switches. So do that, we're going to put this into run. Okay, I'm going to go to vehicle. Got to scroll down, looking for aux switches. There it is. We programmed 3 and 4, so let's go ahead and look at 3. All right, we do want it set to ignition because we don't want the lights to be able to be turned on and off under battery power. We don't want the recall last state because that will make it so that if we had the lights on and we turn the car off, and then when we turn it back on again, the lights will just come back on again. I'd like to be able to control the lights each time, so we're going to leave it that way. And we want it set to latching so that we have the toggle of on or off. Momentary means we're going to have to be holding the button in to have that activated. So we'll do latching. And let's just make sure aux 4 is set the same way. Okay, ignition, not last state, latching. All right, I think we're good. So let's test this out. Go ahead and push number 3. There we go. Well, maybe they don't need to be adjusted. It look pretty good. But we'll check that out at nighttime. All right, let's try number 4. There's the focus beam 4. Now the nice thing about these, so setting it up with these switches, I can do both 3 and 4. So we got them both on there. So let's take a look at this. Here's 3. Here's 4. And then here's 3 and 4. All right, let's take a look at it from outside. Try from out here. Should be able to hear me from inside the car with the mic. 3. There's 4, those focus beams. And then we'll do both 3 and 4. So one more test. We'll try this at night and see how bright it is on the road. Alright, it is raining today, unfortunately, but this is how bright these lights are. They really illuminate the area there. Just for comparison, this is without the lights on. Here's those laser lights, spotlights. That's what they look like. Pretty bright. And now this is with everything on. Spotlights and the normal lights. You can see really lights up the area very nicely. Okay, here's some more driving tests at night, this time without rain. Here's what the normal mode looks like, which I have set to aux switch 3. And then here's the focus light, or laser light, which I have on aux 4. And now here's a look what they look like together. Everything on. As you can see, it lights up the road real nicely. You get a lot of good field of view at night. Okay, here I am just sitting on the side of the road. It's not raining today. Do another quick test here. You can see that the lights are lighting up very nicely. Let's try that laser beam, that focus beam. You can see it's lighting up out there pretty good. Let's step outside and try it from outside. There's a shot with just the regular beam. There's those spotlights. That's probably a good 100 feet or so down the road there. That's lighting up the trees. And here's both the focus beam and the wide angle. Yeah, so I think overall these lights are very nice and bright, and they will get you through anything you need at night.